November is Native American Heritage Month when we all come together to honor and celebrate the culture, traditions, history, and contributions of American Indian and Alaskan natives. Though Native Americans make up about 2.5% of the total U.S. population, their history and contributions are of critical importance to the nation's history. Unfortunately, much of it has been forgotten or overlooked. As a result, misconceptions and ignorance surrounding Native peoples and Native culture can lead to the perpetuation of harmful, misinformed celebrations, especially surrounding the Heritage Month and Thanksgiving holidays. November is an opportunity to grow our understanding of Native culture, traditions, and how historical traumas like colonization and genocide have impacted Native peoples throughout history and still do today. This month, it's important for each of us to remember the entirety of our nation's history, including and especially the history of Native Americans, the systemic issues they still face today, and take supportive, uplifting action to right historic injustices. Below, you'll find resources and ways to uplift the Native American community nationwide and in your own community.
How to celebrate Native American Heritage Month. Learn what native land you're on.
Long before you lived on it, the land it exists on was owned, managed, and maintained by indigenous people and tribes.
Land is sacred and important to all of us whether we know it or not, and it's important to learn about the history of the land you're on.
Not only does it honor the people it was taken from, it helps us honor and steward the land better. The Canadian nonprofit Native Land has done extensive research and worked with native tribes to create an interactive map of tribal boundaries around the world. You can even enter your exact address. Enjoy Indigenous art. The Denver Art Museum was one of the first art museums in the US to start collecting Indigenous art, and as a result, their collection is both extensive and enlightening. The artists each have a beautiful, unique way of helping us all understand histories and lived experiences, both heartbreaking and uplifting, of Native Americans. Google Arts Culture created a unique digital experience to guide you through some of the Denver Art Museum's more than 18,000 pieces by artists from more than 250 indigenous nations. Follow Native Americans on social media. The best way to celebrate Native American heritage is by listening to and learning from Native American people who generously share their perspective and wisdom with all of us on social media. By quietly and humbly following Native creators, we can learn about the current triumphs and struggles Native Americans face and how we can help. Kwana Chasinghorse Kwana.Rose on Instagram is a Sikh-Indo Lakota model, activist, and actress. Eagle Blackbird, it's secretly on TikTok, is a Ojibwe comedian who celebrates his indigenous culture and uses comedy to connect with other communities. Kai Potts Okaran on TikTok is a Two-Spirit member of the Nakota Sioux tribe. He is a writer and actor and shares helpful resources for indigenous and LGBTQ communities. Learn about the challenges Native American communities have faced. Part of helping make the world a better place for everyone is by paying attention to the heartbreak, pain, and injustices. This is the only way we are able to work toward creating solutions. While the history of indigenous peoples is one of perseverance and triumph, it is also one of great injustice, oppression, and heartbreak.
According to the Department of the Interior, approximately 1,500 American Indian and Alaska Native missing persons have been reported to the National Crime Information Center in the U.S.
An estimated 2,700 murder cases have also been reported, starting with the Indian Civilization Act of 1872. The U.S. government, in partnership primarily with churches and private organizations, established boarding schools with the stated goal of civilizing Native Americans, Alaska Natives, and Native Hawaiians, often carried out through torture and abuse. An Interior Department report found more than 50 Native children died over through their years in indigenous boarding schools. But Native nations scholars estimate the figure is closer to 400 children. Hawaii is regularly exploited for its abundant beauty and resources, most notably by tourism and the military. The latest in a series of water crises caused by military presence on the islands, 1,000 gallons of raw sewage leaked into Pearl Harbor, just days after the state's health department fined the Navy almost $9 million for safety violations in its wastewater treatment plant. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, Native American adults have higher rates of serious, suicidal thoughts and were more likely to make a suicide plan in the past year, compared to other racial or ethnic groups. The proliferation of stereotypes also leads to frequent disrespectful, extremely offensive cultural displays, from professional sports team names to headdresses or bonnets worn by non-natives. While this list is incomplete, we hope it serves as a starting point for allyship and advocacy in support of Native American communities. Learn about Native American good news. While it's important to be aware of challenges and injustices, no community should be defined solely by those experiences. A good. We share meaningful good news, and we've collected a few of our favorite good news stories of incredible contributions from Native American communities. Here are just a few of the many things to celebrate. Read books written by Indigenous authors and poets. By the way, some of the links below, like links to books, may be affiliate links, which means good may earn a commission if you make a purchase at no cost to you. Support and learn from Indigenous authors and poets. Not only are the stories valuable and important on their own, but when you boost stories written by Indigenous authors, you help demonstrate that you want to keep hearing from these voices and experiences. Check out some of our recommendations below. For kids, Kapi Mahu by Hinale Manawankalu, Joe Wilson and Dean Haim, Amazon Bookshop, Library.fm, Keeping You Muck, Reach Him on Thanksgiving Story.